Believe it or not, there have been many celebrities who played in the NFL. Here is our list, kicking off things with Bill Goldberg. Now, in case you've been hiding under a rock in the 90s and early 2000s, Bill Goldberg is professional wrestling royalty. Perhaps one of the most feared athletes to ever enter the squared circle and the most loved by fans. He made a career at being a dominant wrestler with both WCW and WWE. But before devoting the majority of his life to wrestling, Goldberg was an NFL player. His football career started at the University of Georgia, where he earned a scholarship to play college football for the Bulldogs in 1987 as a defensive tackle. No surprise there. What was a surprise is that Goldberg managed to nab 2 interceptions during his college career. Back then, it was almost unheard of that a player in his position would even have the opportunity to intercept the ball. Goldberg's solid play and talent convinced him that he should enter the 1990 NFL Draft. He was eventually selected in the 11th round by the Los Angeles Rams as the 301st overall pick. He did play for the Los Angeles Rams for 1 season, then got a chance to play with the Sacramento Surge of World League of American Football during the 1992 season, where he won a World Bowl there, or the Super Bowl version of that league. But the following year, he had a stint in the Canadian Football League with the Sacramento Gold Miners. He inevitably made a return to the NFL with the Atlanta Falcons from 92 to 95, where he played in 14 games and started in 1 of them. Though he had success in the state of Georgia, he was later cut in 1995 and joined the expansion team, the Carolina Panthers. He never played for them and was also the first player cut by the team. Goldberg's NFL career ended when he tore his lower abdomen off of his pelvis. He explained that he hoped to return to the league after rehabilitation, but was not considered a major asset. The NFL was a mixed emotional experience for him because he did not attain the level of success on the field that he had desired, despite reaching the goal of just simply playing in the league. Now, the next celebrity who had a slightly longer career in the NFL is Hollywood actor Terry Crews. Crews is known for his stints as a comedic actor on TV shows such as Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Everybody Hates Chris, as well as for his action movie roles where he was invited by Sylvester Stallone to be a part of the Expendables movie franchise. Needless to say, Terry Crews is a familiar face on screen, but he also had the rare quality of being an incredible football player on the field. Crews stumbled upon football after trying out for the Western Michigan University football team after his freshman year. He earned a full scholarship and played his heart out to the point where he felt comfortable entering the 1991 NFL Draft. He was selected by the Los Angeles Rams in the 11th round as the 281st overall pick, almost similar to Goldberg's draft selection. But Crews would have a journeyman's career in the NFL. He played 6 games with the Rams, then moved to Green Bay where he played 0 games for the Packers, then back to California to play for the San Diego Chargers for 10 games in 1993. Injuries sidelined him, but he wanted to give his passion one last shot when he moved to Europe to compete in the World League of American Football, which later was rebranded to NFL Europe as a member of the Rain Fire in 1995. It allowed Crews a way back into the NFL, where he found a home in Washington and played 16 games. It was the most he had played in an entire season in the NFL. Then he relocated to Philadelphia, where he again played 0 games. Now, the lack of games as time went by in his football career forced Terry Crews to make an important decision regarding his path. After 6 seasons as a professional football player, Terry Crews retired from the sport in 1997 to pursue a career in acting. And the rest? Well, it's history. Another person who is no stranger to the glamour of cinema is Carl Weathers. He's known for his portrayal of Apollo Creed in the Rocky franchise movies and his role in the cult 80s action film Predator. But before he became a megastar, he used to play football. Weathers was a defensive end during his college years when he attended Long Beach City College in 1966. He did not play a game due to an ankle injury he suffered while running on track and field. Weathers then transferred to San Diego State University. He helped the team win the Pasadena Bowl in 1969 and finished with a perfect 11-0 record. When it came to his professional football career, Carl Weathers went undrafted and then signed with the Oakland Raiders as a free agent in 1970. He switched positions from playing a defensive end to linebacker. Weathers' winning ways continued as the Raiders won the AFC West title that year and reached their first ever AFC Championship game. The following year, Weathers only played in one game and the Raiders released him. He would go on to play in the Canadian Football League but announced his retirement a couple of years later in 1974. Weathers played in 8 NFL games, but it is fair to say that his career was better off as a performer for the silver screen. Now, another celebrity who was better off leaving football behind was Brock Lesnar. The Ultimate Fighting Phenom / wrestler is known for being a menace in the octagon and the squared circle. He is an athlete who was groomed at a young age to compete as a wrestler and won a Division I NCAA championship in the year 2000. After winning the prestigious title, he signed with the WWE, and at the age of 25 became the youngest performer to win the championship. In 2004, Lesnar left the WWE to join the NFL's Minnesota Vikings, but his stint in the NFL was short-lived as he was cut from the team during preseason. Even though it was only for a brief moment, the NFL noticed Brock Lesnar's potential. He recorded a reported 4.7-second 40-yard dash time, a 35-inch vertical leap, and 30 reps on the 225-pound bench press during the combine, which is an impressive set of results for a rookie. But a nasty motorcycle accident left him with a broken jaw, a bruised pelvis, and a pulled groin, which meant he was not at 100% during his tryouts. Lesnar still featured in a number of preseason outings, though including this clip against the San Francisco 49ers, where he played defensive tackle. But his football career was not to be, and the wrestling and mixed martial arts world were very thankful for that. Another professional wrestler, Roman Reigns, had his sights on the NFL. Reigns is the blockbuster WWE athlete who is frequently featured on the main card and who also has featured in big-time movies such as the Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs & Shaw and the hit comedy The Wrong Missy. Now, but Reigns makes his bread and butter with the WWE, yet he did have an interesting football path. Roman Reigns played for Georgia Tech as a defensive lineman. He went undrafted in the 2007 NFL Draft, but was signed by the Minnesota Vikings in May of 2007. However, he was released later that month after a team physical showed that he was diagnosed with leukemia. But that didn't stop the Jacksonville Jaguars from signing him in August of 2007. Unfortunately for Reigns, he was released less than a week before the start of the 2007 NFL season. He tried his luck with the Canadian Football League, where he played for one season with the Edmonton Eskimos, but he soon gave up his football career and began his pro wrestling career in 2010. While Reigns had the size, determination, and talent to compete at the NFL level, he just didn't have the fortune. As a result, the fans of the WWE Universe were granted a tremendous wrestler. Now, before we go to another famous wrestler on our list, did you know that hacksaw wrestlers Butch Reed and Jim Duggan were signed by an NFL team? Reed was signed by the Kansas City Chiefs, while Duggan was signed by the Atlanta Falcons. Unfortunately, both of their NFL careers were cut short. And finally, it goes without saying that this wouldn't be a list without mentioning Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Now, The Rock made a name for himself as a wrestler, then used that leverage to get into the movie-making industry and created a productive career. But his true passion resided in football. He was a defensive tackle for the Miami Hurricanes in 1991 and won that year's national championship. The taste of football victory was there, but the playing time wasn't, as The Rock found himself amongst elite players on the depth chart. He appeared mostly as a backup, and once he graduated, he signed with the Canadian Football League's Calgary Stampede. He thought it would be his way to attract scouts from the NFL, but it wasn't to be, and now he's the most recognizable man in Hollywood and possibly the world. Now, these are just some of the celebrities that played or could have played in the NFL, but before you go, if you still want to watch some awesome NFL content like this, please watch the next video that will pop on your screen.